Most people you speak to will have an idea on how to build muscle fast, whether it's the dodgy PT at your gym, the mate who's been hitting the gym for 3 or 6 months, and what your family members say. Now, sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, sometimes they're steering you in the right direction, but it's not quite 100% right. There's so much conflicting information online nowadays, people saying this, people saying that, no one knows what to actually follow. So in this video, I'm gonna break it down for you guys as simple as possible on what you actually need to do in order to build lean muscle mass. Okay, no fluffs, no supplement plugs, no buy my program, just what actually works. So what makes me qualified to tell you guys how to build muscle and strength size in the gym? Well, I'm a qualified personal trainer and online coach. I've helped hundreds of both men and women in the gym, hands-on, and also through my online program and coaching services. And I've also built muscle myself. I have gone from a 55 kilo skinny guy to, in decent shape. I'm in okay shape for where I'm at right now. I am by far the fittest, fastest, and strongest I've ever been through over 8+ years of being in the gym, strength training, and working hard. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you guys the methods I use with clients, stuff I've used myself because I've been there, done it, wore the t-shirt, I know exactly what's gonna help you to build muscle. Right then, the number one thing you need to be doing in order to build muscle, and I've even made a separate video for you guys on this subject, is progressively overloading the body. So what that is it's gradually adding more stress to your muscles in order for them to progress. So what do I mean by that? That would look like increasing the reps, increasing the weight, or increasing the quality of rep as well. So when we're going into the gym, if we're not working the muscle hard, there's no reason for the body to get any stronger. You need to give it that stimulus in order to signal to your brain that you need to get stronger. So you need to be going into the gym with intention and training hard. You can do everything else. You can sleep right, eat right, everything else under the sun. But if you're not progressively overloading the body, if you're not gradually adding more stimulus over time, you won't grow, you won't build any muscle. Progressive overload is the foundation to everything and how you get stronger. Now, point number 2 is one that people often get wrong when they get into the gym, they get into training, they either do way too much or not enough. And it's one that you need to get dialed in right in order to see progress. And what that is it's getting enough protein in your diet. So for anyone starting out in the gym or seasoned athletes, you need to be getting between 1.6 grams and 2.2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. So if you're someone that weighs 80 kilos, that's between 128 grams and 176 grams of protein. It sounds like a lot, but when you break it down, I promise it's not. How that would look like day to day is just getting 3 to 4 high protein meals, making sure you're having some meat, maybe some supplementary protein shakes throughout your day. Make sure you get meat with every single meal, and that's gonna make sure that you're hitting your protein targets. Once you start to hit your protein targets, it just becomes routine and you'll be getting it in daily. Protein, again, is the building block to building muscle. So you need to be getting the protein in. If we're not getting enough protein in our diet, we won't get any stronger, we won't build any muscle. If you're just starting out and you don't know whether you're getting enough protein in your diet, what I would recommend is downloading an app onto your phone like MyFitnessPal, a food tracker, tracking how much protein you're getting every single day and just trying to progress that over time. Hit your numbers consistently using a range of protein sources. You don't want to just bang chicken 24/7. You want to get eggs, steak, beef, fish, eggs, everything. Bit of whey protein in there as well. Get a variety of protein sources into your diet and then you're already ahead of like 90% of other people in the gym. So you're now progressively overloading the muscles in the gym, you're training hard, you're getting your protein in. Now the next thing that you need to look at is your training and training frequency. So a lot of people, they aren't hitting the muscles as much as they could. You want to be aiming, and all the studies have shown that you should aim to hit your muscles at least twice per week. So if you're doing chest on a Monday, back on a Tuesday, legs on a Wednesday, that's great. But you want to try and hit every muscle group at least twice in the week. So you could do push, pull, legs, rest, and then repeat. I recommend if you're starting out doing upper lower for a little while, that's what helped me build my physique because it's a high frequency split. So provided you can manage the training and that you're getting adequate recovery, hitting upper and lower, so do upper, lower, then rest, and then repeat that for weeks on end, you will just build so much muscle mass because you're hitting the muscles consistently, and this is a good amount of training volume provided you can handle it. In terms of what training plan you follow, it doesn't really matter, provided that you are training hard, getting each muscle group hit at least twice a week, and most importantly, recovering. We can do all the damage we like in the gym, but if you're not giving yourself enough time to recover in between sessions, you're not gonna grow, you're just gonna continually damage yourself. It's stress in the gym plus rest outside the gym that equals growth. Speaking of rest as well, if you guys are enjoying these videos, please do drop me a subscribe. I'm trying to drop educational videos for you guys out every single week, so drop me a subscribe so you don't miss out. Right, now, point number 4, and not a very sexy one, but a very essential one, is getting enough sleep. If you want to build muscle, if you're smashing the gym, training hard, getting your protein in, but you're only sleeping 4 hours a night, you're just majoring in the minors, okay? Sleep is when the recovery takes place. Sleep is when the actual muscle is built. You damage the muscle in the gym and it repairs overnight. If you're undersleeping, your hormones are gonna be tanked, you're not gonna be able to train as hard, and you're gonna be under recovering and likely falling off your plan because you're not sleeping enough, you're burning yourself out in the gym, and it's not gonna work, you're not gonna build muscle. So if you are sleeping less than 7 hours a night, fix that up straight away. Sleep is arguably more important than the training because you can train hard, but if you're not sleeping, you're not recovering, you're not building muscle. What I'd recommend in terms of sleep is getting at least 7 to 8 hours a night. Set a regular bed and wake time for best consistency, and make sure you're sleeping in a dark, cold room to get the best sleep performance. Sleep is a bit of a non-negotiable one. You need to be making sure you're getting 7 to 8 hours. Some tips on if you struggle to sleep is cut caffeine past midday, as caffeine can affect our sleep and keep us awake. Look at your screen time as well. Try and avoid your screen. Put your phone on blue light blocking mode or night shift mode before you go to bed, just to reduce the blue light going into your eyes. Try and relax yourself before you go to sleep. The better sleep you have, the more you'll recover, the more muscle you'll build, the better sessions you'll have. Now, the last and final point you need to make sure you're doing in order to build muscle, and it's a pretty crucial one, and that is eating in a calorie surplus. So it doesn't mean you need to eat everything in sight and just become a hoover. What you need to do is you need to put yourself in a calorie surplus of literally 100 to 200 calories. You do need to make sure that you are getting sufficient calories in, because the muscle building process requires energy. If you're in a massive deficit each day, your body isn't going to prioritize building muscle. You don't want to be in a massive surplus to the point where you gain excess fat. You want to keep it just slightly above your maintenance. If you don't know what calories you should be on, drop me a message on Instagram at coachedbyhbn, and I'm more than happy to work it out for you. I myself, right now, I'm only in a calorie surplus of 200 calories. This is enough for me to build lean muscle mass, but also stay lean at the same time. The goal is to build muscle, not get fat in the process. So let's pull this all together. If you want to build lean muscle mass fast, you need to be doing these 5 things. You need to be progressively overloading your training. You need to be hitting your protein targets, hitting the right training frequency and intensity as well. You need to make sure you're sleeping enough, and also in a slight calorie surplus. These things aren't super difficult to do. They are simple, and you need to just be doing them every single day. There's a phrase I like, it's called built in the boring, and that's that these tasks are often pretty boring, but if you do them daily, you are building in the boring, you're getting the job done, you will build lean muscle mass over time. It's as simple as that. Apply all of these principles and stay consistent over time. The muscle building process is one that does take some time, but the time will pass anyways, so you may as well put your mind to it, be productive about it, and start building some muscle, become leaner, stronger, fitter, faster. There's literally no downsides to having more lean muscle mass. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this educational. If you have any more questions on how to build lean muscle mass fast, drop it in the comments and I'll make sure to get back to you. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.